What's good, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And I hope everyone's been having an awesome time in the stock market. So in today's video, there's actually two things that I'd like to cover. One thing, of course, being the HUMBL update. But before I get into that, I wanted to share an important channel update with you guys, as my channel has basically grown from 0 subscribers all the way to 1,300 over the course of just a year. So with that being said, I think it's finally time to start a Discord server. And admittedly, this is something that I've actually been wanting to do for a while, but never actually took the steps to set one up. I guess part of me was self-conscious because I didn't have enough subscribers. It's also hard for me to find free time as well, since I'm only a part-time YouTuber and my full-time job is a software engineer. And on top of all this, I've also noticed that a lot of other financial YouTubers all have Discord servers as well. So to be honest, there can sometimes be a lot of pressure to stand out and provide a cool Discord server in an oversaturated market. But at the end of the day, I think these are things that don't really matter. Bottom line is, I want to expand my community and give everyone a cool place to hang out and talk about stocks, crypto, NFTs, or really anything, to be honest. I'm still in the process of building out my Discord server so that it's perfect for everyone, and I feel like this is something I'm going to continue to update and improve over the next year. So while I'm not done yet, I'll be sure to let everyone know once I have it up and running. So if you guys like the idea of having a Discord server, be sure to drop a like on this video so I know, and also feel free to leave a comment on your thoughts, or if you have any ideas about features you'd like to see in the server. So again, a big thanks to all my subscribers. You guys are really the best. And with that, let's get into the topic of today's video. I'd like to share a HUMBL update with you guys that came out on February 14th. HUMBL enters into asset acquisition agreement with BizSecure. Okay, so HUMBL announced that it has acquired the mobile identification, verifiable credentials, and blockchain tokenization platform of BizSecure, as well as its employees and consulting resources. And with this acquisition, HUMBL will now be forming a new commercial division called HUMBL Blockchain Services, which will introduce and deliver blockchain solutions for both government and corporate use. And Alfonso Arena, the CEO of BizSecure, said, and I quote, "It is unquestionable that corporations and governments around the world are entering a blockchain decade, ranging from mobile identification to decentralized tokenization inside mobile wallets. We are excited to join the HUMBL team and help build and navigate our clients' future." And I think this is a pretty substantial deal because BizSecure is a company that essentially works on taking any piece of identification that someone could have and secures the credentials on the blockchain, thus providing an extra layer of security. So by offering a platform that provides this kind of decentralized control over an organization, BizSecure is essentially providing enterprise solutions for employees with an incredibly secure and privacy-preserving platform through blockchain technology. So simply put, all this company is doing is providing businesses with a secure way to identify and preserve personal credentials, thus improving a company's overall cybersecurity. And on top of this, BizSecure is such a trusted company that they also work with the United States Air Force. So furthermore, as a result of this acquisition, HUMBL's new branch called Blockchain Services will now assume the existing United States Air Force contract to perform mobile identification and flight card testing on the blockchain, which of course I think naturally enables the pursuit of any additional corporate and government contracts, assuming this current Air Force contract goes well, which with BizSecure on their team, I'm sure it will. And Brian Foote even stated, "The BizSecure team runs on hard work, regulatory compliance, and blockchain technology innovation. Exactly what we want for the HUMBL Blockchain Services division." And I think what you need to do is look at this whole acquisition as an asset purchase, with BizSecure receiving 13.2 million shares of common stock and 26.8 million shares of restricted stock units that vest over a 2-year period, which has an estimated value of $6.8 million US, which was based on the market closing price of HUMBL stock on February 11th, which was about 17 cents a share. give or take a few cents. So I also think it's important to note here that this was an all-share acquisition, with 40 million shares in total being exchanged. And look, I know this might raise a few red flags for some people, especially when it comes to the topic of share dilution with HUMBL's stock. And just for a bit of context for anyone new to the stock market, whenever a company issues additional shares of a stock, basically what can happen is it can reduce the value of an investor's existing shares that they're holding and their proportional ownership of the company. And this is exactly the problem with dilution, and a risk that investors should be aware of as shareholders of any company. And I think a good analogy here would be inflation. For example, over 40% of the money in the United States that has ever been printed in history was printed in 2020. And crazier yet, 80% of all US dollars in existence were printed in the last 22 months. And this is essentially basic supply and demand. If you reduce the scarcity of an asset, that asset's inherent value is going to go down. However, with this being said, and I think this is really important, to ensure no dilution is incurred by HUMBL shareholders as part of this acquisition, Brian Foote will personally cancel an amount of his own Series B preferred shares to offset the 40 million shares issued in payment for the assets of BizSecure. So of course, I think this is an extremely wise move from Brian, and it shows that Brian truly does care about his shareholders, because he's essentially giving up millions of dollars of his own money here in order to secure the value of his company for the shareholders. So yeah, that's the update for HUMBL for today, guys. And I'd also like to be clear, HUMBL is a fintech startup company, and when you compound that with the rough market we're currently in, where even larger tech companies that have incredible revenue and guidance are getting demolished. So this is going to take some time for HUMBL to actually get the ball rolling in order to become a much more substantial company. Overall though, I will say, HUMBL stock is not for the faint of heart. This is a risky play, and I think the stock right now is being massively undervalued, especially when you consider all the acquisitions that HUMBL has had, what they're doing with blockchain, payment processing, NFTs, and their total addressable market, which is essentially the world. I still love HUMBL, and I'm personally not worried, and I'm also incredibly excited to see how this company is going to grow over the next few years. And again, let me know what you guys think of HUMBL stock, and if you think it's undervalued right now. And also drop a comment if you have any suggestions for the Discord, or just your general thoughts surrounding it. But yeah, I think that'll wrap up today's video for you guys. Thanks as always to everyone who made it to the end of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.